They got themselves to blame. Shut up. Throw the gas on that pile of newspapers.
All right, I guess there's no use arguing with a madman.
Shut up and throw that gas.
Very well. Here it comes.
Why, you dirty... Stop firing that gun, you fool. You're drenched with gasoline. Don't fire that gun again. The powder flash will turn you into a torch. Drop the gun. Drop it, or I'll have to break your arm. Drop it.
Good. And now just to make you wait for the...
Police?
All right, you swine. Stay there.
Steve!
Just a minute, Lorelei. I'll get this door unbolted. Get you out of there.
Oh, Steve, we could hear it all. Wow, I thought we were really done.
So did I, until Parker made me pick up that bucket of gas. How's Mrs. Barton?
She fainted when Parker shoved her in here, but I think she's all right. Help me to get her out, Steve.
Poor girl. What a time to have something like this happen to her.
Bill. Oh, Bill. Oh, she's coming out of it, Steve.
Yeah, she'll be all right in a few minutes.
Oh, Bill. Our baby. Our home. Our baby. It's all right, Mrs. Barton. Your home and your baby are safe.
Yes, Mrs. Barton. There won't be any more trouble. We'll take you upstairs in a moment, and you can phone your husband. Everything's settled.
Settled? Settled?
Yes. Parker's gun has arranged that Honeymoon Hill will be under new management. And we'll see that you and your neighbors get to live in a place that is just that. In more than name only.
Harry.
Let's
Oh, thank heavens you're all right, too. How's your head?
Head? Oh, you mean this throbbing noggin I got between my ears?
Yes. How are you, Harry?
Swell elegant, boss, I think. Except it looks like I missed an awful lot of excitement.
Yes, Harry. But it's the kind of excitement we can all afford to miss.
And so ended happily for the homeowners of Honeymoon Hill with the death of Cain, the arrest and conviction of Parker, and a new era under new management, another exciting adventure in the newspaper career of Steve Wilson and Lorelei of the Big Town Illustrated Press.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Steve Wilson. You'll hear about next week's Big Town story in just a moment. Now, here is Hugh James with a brief but important message for every one of you.
Doctors have proved it. Lifebuoy, with its purifying ingredient, gets skin cleaner. Stops BO as no other leading soap can. Yes, you're cleaner, safer from BO when you bathe daily with Lifebuoy than when you bathe with any other leading soap. Ask for Lifebuoy Health Soap. Next week, the makers of Lifebuoy bring you a hard-hitting story of juvenile delinquency leading to gunplay and murder, and headlined, A Date with Death. Another exciting assignment in the newspaper career of fighting Steve Wilson of Big Town. Don't miss it. In tonight's dramatization, all names, times, and places are fictional, and any similarity to other names and places is purely coincidental. Big Town features Edward Pauly as Steve Wilson, Fran Carlin as Lorelei Kilborn, and was written and produced by Jerry McGill. Next Tuesday night, same time, same station, you'll hear the newsboy calling.
He's all about it. The story of Steve Wilson and A Date with Death, brought to you by Lifebuoy Health Soap, another fine Leadbird product.
Campana's First Nighter program. From the Little Theater of Times Square. Starring Olin Soule and Barbara Luddy, with an all-star cast sent to you by Campana, the quality name in cosmetics. Broadway, theater time. And tonight a new play makes its bow from the stage of the Little Theater off Times Square. An opening night is truly an exciting occasion. And part of the fun is rubbing elbows with the stars of stage and screen, glamorous debutantes, and swarms of other fashionable folk. Now, here is our host in top hat and tails, the genial First Nighter.
Good evening. Traffic can be heavy on these Broadway opening nights. Here's my cab. Won't you step in? All right, driver, to the Little Theater. Broadway across 42nd Street and into the bustling, colorful Times Square district, world capital of Theaterland. And just ahead is the famous Little Theater. Well, here we are.
Hey, old chap, isn't that Reese's Steve?
Oh, my, I'm sure I saw Robert.
Please, really, no autographs. Now, this is just a
Have your tickets ready, please. Have your tickets ready, please. Good evening, Mr. First Nighter. The usher will show you to your seats.
Thank you. We'll go right in. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in comfortable down front seats, all ready to enjoy the premiere performance of another original Broadway play. Lovely ladies and their handsome escorts are being shown to their seats by the ushers. Yes, and there's Frank Worth and the famous First Nighter Orchestra in the pit. But now, let's glance through tonight's program. The play is entitled A Writer in the Family, written by James Arthur Roti, and co-starring Olin Soule and Barbara Luddy. Miss Luddy is cast as Nora Stevens, a writer of Western stories, better known to her readers as Shorty West. Mr. Soule will play Bill Hanley, a highway surveyor. And what an all-star supporting cast. Hugh Studebaker, Mary Lansing, Paul Frees, and Arthur Q. Bryan. And now there's just a moment till first curtain. There's the signal for first curtain. The house lights are out, and here's the play.
Now, you dag-blasted vulture, I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm coming for you.
Gramps!
What I do, I'm a-coming smoking. 1, 2...
Gramps!
Hey! What's that? You calling me, Nori?
You know perfectly well I am. Now, you better come in here before you hurt yourself.
Oh, holy jumping Jupiter. Anybody think you was my mother instead of my granddaughter? Me hurt myself?
Now, let me have Genevieve.
Nori, did I ever tell you about the time me and Genevieve here captured them 16 rustlers? Well, I was riding up Black Bear Canyon, and all of a sudden I noticed something.
It was Red Johnson and 15 of the roughest, toughest hombres this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
They was a-changing brands of Jeff Gordon's prize steers.
Oh, shucks, somebody told you.
Gramps, if your back is too sore to operate the gas pump, it's not going to get any better with you carrying on like Wild Bill Hickok.
I was just practicing my draw.
Now, give me that 6-gun.
Now, you ain't going to hide Genevieve again.
I most certainly am. Not that it'll do any good. You always manage to find her again.
Right, true.
Now, you better come in and lie down.
Me lay down? I just got up.
Gramps?
Oh, what chances an old buzzard like me got with 2 females around here anyway. Hello, Aggie.
Hi.
I'll get me a magazine. Go look at the pretty picture. Yeah, looks like I ain't seen this one yet.
Oh, no, not that one, Gramps.
Well, it's a Western, ain't it?
Yes, but I've already started a story in that one.
Now, since when do you read Western?
Oh, since... Oh, never mind. Now, you take this one and run along.
And so you can't do nothing around here anymore.
Ooh, that was close.
Nora,
Yes, Aggie?
what are you going to do when Gramps finds out that's his picture in True Western Yarns?
Oh, he'll never even recognize it. The picture was taken years ago when Gramps still had a beard.
Well, sooner or later he's going to find out that you're the Shorty West who's been writing the Cole Sheldon stories for True Western Yarns.
Not so loud. He might be listening at the keyhole again.
Well, it's about time he learned the truth. But the filling station just doesn't pay anymore. Nora, you've been keeping things going with your story money, haven't you?
Yes, Aggie, but Gramps mustn't know. He thinks I'm writing a novel. It'd only hurt his pride to find out that he's really dependent on me. Don't you see?
Well, then why did you send his picture to that magazine editor?
The editor wanted a picture of Shorty West. I couldn't send him my picture, could I? You know what Benjamin J. Rice thinks of women.
Yeah, strictly NG.
Mm.
Say, what's the matter with that guy? Didn't he ever have a mother? Oh, that's our ring.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes? What? Who did you say? Shorty West. Oh, Aggie, it's him.
It's him. Who?
Benjamin J. Rice, editor of True Western Yarns.
Uh-oh.
What's that? We just happened to be passing through town and thought you'd drop in and see Shorty West. Aggie, this is awful. He wants to meet Shorty West in person.
Golly, you better start raising a beard in a hurry.
Gus.
Huh?
Hey, Gus, take a look here a minute.
Oh, what gives?
Hey, careful of the tripod. Take a look through this thing. See if you see the same thing I do.
Uh-huh.
What do you see?
Nothing. Only that old white house next to the filling station.
Only? That's it. We're laying out Highway 87 so that it's going right through that house.
Holy smokers. You sure you got this thing set right?
Positive. I've checked everything 3 times just to make sure. Highway 87 is going right through Mr. Stevens' house.
Stevens? Is that the guy's name?
That's what it says here. Here, see? In Stevens.
Yeah, that's it, all right.
Yeah. And maybe we ought to drive over and pay this Stevens guy a call.
It's okay with me, but somehow I got a feeling he ain't gonna like us.
There. See how simple it is, Aggie?
Uh-huh. But, Nora, I came out here to pay you a visit, not to play nursemaid to a broken-down gas pump. Why do you have to go out to lunch with this editor?
Because he asked me to. You see, he thinks I'm Shorty West's private secretary.
Oh. And what happens when he finds out that Nora Stevens and Shorty West are the same person?
Well, I'll think of something. All I know is that Mr. Rice is ready to sign a contract for a series of Cole Sheldon stories.
Well, swell, but I thought he didn't like women.
He likes the sound of my voice over the phone. He told me so.
He did?
Mm-hmm. His is rather nice, too.
And where is Shorty West supposed to be while you're out billing and cooing over your lunch?
Well, I don't know just yet. I said he was out and he'd be back later.
Yeah, you better watch your step before you develop one of these split personalities.
Oh, hush. Gee, I hope Mr. Rice stops first here at the gas station like I asked him to. I wouldn't want him to get tangled up with Gramps at a time like this. I think you can manage the station while I'm gone?
Oh, I can manage all right. But can you?
You just leave this Mr. Rice to me. I'll make him wish he never wrote that bosh about incompetent women writers.
Well, unless I'm mistaken, you can start right now.
What do you mean?
Look, isn't that your editor now?
Oh, well, he sure got out here from town in a hurry. He must be a fast driver.
Who's that with him?
Oh, probably just his chauffeur.
Hiya there, beautiful.
That's him, all right. Just listen to that line.
Well, he's not just a fast driver. Hey, he's wearing riding boots.
Oh, well, that's just local color, Aggie.
Well, as I live and breathe, you are beautiful. Actually beautiful.
What did you expect? 2 heads?
Well, no. You see, I was looking for an N. Stevens and just thought I'd inquire here.
Well, I'm Nora Stevens, Miss Nora Stevens.
Well, I expected to find a man.
Well, yes, I know.
You do?
Yes. Did you bring the necessary papers with you?
Papers?
Yes, the ones I'm supposed to sign. I have full power of attorney, you know.
Boy, things sure do get around fast. We hardly got a tripod set up, and right away everybody gets wise.
Yeah. Well, Miss Stevens, I reckon you've already made up your mind to some nice fancy price, too.
Well, shall we discuss it at lunch?
Lunch?
Well, you are going to take me to lunch, aren't you?
Well,
I thought the Oasis Rendezvous would be rather nice.
The Oasis Rendezvous? Well, that's miles from here.
Well, Mr. Rice, shall we go?
Why, yes. Yes, of course. Yeah, Miss Stevens, my arm.
Hey, you're not running out on me, are you? She called you Mr. Rice or something.
Yeah. Gosh, she can call me Mr. Smooglefoot for all I care. One side, Gus. You heard the lady. She wants to eat.
And the curtain comes down on the first act of tonight's play in the Little Theater off Times Square.
Smoking in the outer lobby or downstairs only, please.
All right, now, ladies, here's Larry Keating with the latest word about the newest sensation in the world of beauty.
Ladies, once in a lifetime, a sensational new development appears in the world of beauty. So glamorous, so new, so different, that it makes everything that preceded it look out of style.
You must be referring to that miraculous new cream makeup called Magic Touch.
Did you say Magic Touch? Oh, tell me about Magic Touch.
Magic Touch, my dear, is Campana's new wafer-thin cream makeup that comes in a convenient-to-carry white and gold compact.
What does it do?
It magically transforms your complexion quickly into flawless loveliness. Here, try it and see for yourself.
What do I do?
Just stroke your fingertips across the surface of Magic Touch. Then smooth it on your face and blend it in.
Oh, divine. What makes it go on so smoothly?
Magic Touch contains a new magic ingredient that makes it blend with your skin better than any cream makeup yet invented, without being greasy.
I love the way it feels. Not mask-like and no caked stiffness.
Magic Touch gives you that modern, unmade-up look, because the new complexion demands a delicate, fragile Dresden doll complexion beauty. Heavy-looking, obvious makeup is out.
Now, do I powder?
No, if you want that new luminous look, and I don't mean shiny.
Yes, if you like a dull, matte-like finish.
I love it, just as it is.
Magic Touch is all you need to be beautiful for hours and hours and hours.
By actual test on groups of women with all types of skin, Magic Touch was superior for lasting quality, stayed lovely longer, retouching unnecessary until after the 6th hour. Most makeups require mending after 2 or 3 hours.
And don't forget how inexpensive this magic makeup is.
Only $1 for the large compact of Magic Touch. Only 39 cents for the special introductory size. Try Magic Touch tomorrow. See how much prettier you can be.
The first nighters are hurrying down the aisles to their seats. The lights are dimmed, and here's the second act of A Writer in the Family.
My name is Rice, Benjamin J. Rice.
Yes, huh?
Why, yes. Why, it's you, Shorty, you old rascal. Having your secretary tell me you were out.
Shorty, huh?
Yeah, Shorty West.
No, can't rightly say as I recollect anybody with a handle like that around these parts. Must live in the next county, stranger.
Oh, that's marvelous. Why, I'd know you from your picture any time, even if you have shaved off your beard.
Ain't had my picture took in over 30 years.
Huh?
Now, whatever it is you're selling, I don't want any.
What? Now, see here, you can't give me the brush off like this.
Can't, huh?
Oh, so dynamic Western thrillers have offered you more, have they? All right, I'll meet their price. I'll even top it.
I'll get along with you.
Yeah,
I'm going to count 3, and then I'm coming for you. When I do, I'm coming to smoking. 1, 2.
Oh!
More coffee, baby?
No. No thanks, Benjamin.
Like to dance again?
No, You know, somehow your voice doesn't sound like it did over the telephone.
Oh, well, your voice never does sound quite natural over a telephone, does it?
No, I guess it doesn't, but...
Yeah.
Well, just why do you pretend to hate women when you...
Me? Hate women? Why, I like them very much. Especially pretty ones like you, baby.
You say the sweetest things, Benjamin, if only you meant them.
Why, I do. Here I am practically throwing myself at your feet. You, what do you do but doubt my sincerity?
Well, if you're such a sincere person, then why have you been avoiding the subject of writing?
Have I?
You most certainly have. You've let me talk my head off about Shorty West, and never once have you even so much as let on that you ever heard of him.
Well, it's all been wonderful, but everything has to end sometime. Nora, my name is not Benjamin Rice, as I've let you think. I'm just plain, ordinary Bill Hanley.
Bill Hanley?
Yeah, baby. Now you know. Well, go on. Tell me to get out, to go peddle my papers. I deserve it. But, gosh, I'd sure do it again if I ever get the chance.
Oh. Well, isn't that strange?
Is it?
I never knew editors didn't use their real names, but Bill, I'm so glad.
You are?
Yeah, because that makes things so much easier for me.
Does it?
Yes. You see, I've been kind of deceiving you, too.
You have?
Uh-huh. I'm Shorty West, the author.
Well, what do you know? Well, then I'll have to call you Shorty, won't I?
You don't hate me for it, do you, Bill?
What? Gosh, no, me hate you just because your ma names you Shorty? Baby doll?
It won't make any difference in the signing of the papers.
Why, no, why should it? All you have to do is prove ownership. What's it matter if your name happens to be Shorty?
Oh, I can prove ownership. I kept a carbon copy of everything, even the letters I wrote to you.
Shorty, huh? You know, baby, I kind of like that name. Well, time's a wasting. How about dancing this number, Shorty, baby?
I'd love to,
Bill. Now, look, lady, I've been trying to tell you, I ain't nobody's chauffeur. I'm Gus Norton, see? And me and my pal, Bill Hanley, both work for the County Highway Department.
You mean that man isn't Benjamin J. Rice?
No. And Bill sure ain't no magazine editor, neither.
Oh, this is terrible. Nora's been kidnapped by that stranger.
Oh, Bill ain't no stranger. Now, just take it easy.
Take it easy? Why...
Quick, is there a telephone here?
Say, mister, you look like you've seen a ghost.
Maybe I did. Did you ever look into the business end of a six-shooter?
You mean you've been held up?
I have been threatened with a deadly weapon, with deliberate intent to do bodily harm.
You have?
Yes, by Shorty West, the writer. But I'll teach that old coot he can't make a monkey out of Benjamin J. Rice and get away with it.
Did you say Benjamin J. Rice?
I most certainly did. Where's the telephone?
I'm going to call the sheriff and have that maniac put in jail where he belongs.
Oh, this shouldn't happen to a prairie dog.
Young woman, have you or haven't you a telephone?
Oh, telephone. Why,
Yes.
It's in there.
Thanks.
Hey, that's the stockroom.
I don't see any telephone in here.
There. So you're going to call the sheriff, are you?
Let me out! You can't do this to me!
Oh, can't you go any faster?
I'm doing the best I can on this road, baby.
You stop calling me baby.
You didn't seem to mind us a little while ago, Shorty. Baby.
Well, that was different. That was before Aggie telephoned me and told me you were just a county highway surveyor and not Benjamin Rice at all.
But I tried to tell you, and I said I was sorry.
Sorry? Well, do you realize that if Mr. Rice leaves before we can get there, my life is completely ruined? Poor Gramps, we'll both be in the breadline.
Now, wait a minute. Talk sense. You'll still have the filling station, even if this Rice guy is as tough as you say.
Not that it's any of your business, but the filling station's been losing money for over a year.
Gosh, baby. Shorty, baby. If there's anything I can do...
No, you've done quite enough, thank you. Anyhow, we're there now. I just hope we're in time.
Oh, sure. Look, there's a car out in front.
Bill,
Yeah?
Well, before I go in...
Yeah?
Well, never mind. You wouldn't understand.
Oh.
Oh, there's Aggie.
Nora, darling, are you all right?
Why, of course she's all right. Why shouldn't she be?
And never mind about me. Where's Mr. Rice?
Oh, he's still locked in the stockroom.
Locked in the stockroom? But you said over the telephone that you and this Gus person were entertaining him till I could get here.
Oh, well, we've got the radio playing right outside the door. Oh, Aggie. I had to lock him up. He was going to have Gramps arrested for drawing a bead on him.
Oh, Gramps found Genevieve again. Oh, dear.
If you ask me, it serves this Rice guy right for being a woman hater in the first place.
Nobody asked for your opinion, Bill Hanley.
Yes. Haven't you done enough? First kidnapping and then making poor Nora lose her job. But are you satisfied? No. You have to build a highway right through the living room.
Oh, I'm not a kidnapper and she hasn't lost her job yet. All I've done is take a beautiful girl out to lunch. Now, is that a crime?
Aggie, what was that about the highway?
He's building Highway 87 right smack through the middle of the living room. Gus told me so.
Oh, Bill Hanley, is this true?
Well, yes, but I can explain everything.
It won't be necessary. You deliberately lied to me so you could get Gramps' property away from him as cheaply as possible.
Oh, no, Shorty, baby,
The less
wait.
I see of you from now on, the better I'll like
But
it.
I can explain.
And that goes for your old tripod, too.
And the curtain comes down on the second act of tonight's play in the Little Theater off Times Square.
Smoking downstairs. Please, smoking downstairs.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, a momentary interlude conducted by Quizmaster Larry Keating.
What hand lotion are thousands upon thousands of women purchasing in the stores these days?
Italian Balm. So many women say it has no equal.
What is the latest news about Italian Balm?
After its absence during the war, it's back again, made just as it was before the war.
With all of its original ingredients, with all of its original goodness.
But what about its price? Has that gone spiraling upward like most everything else?
Indeed, no. You get the same quantity, same quality, at exactly the same pre-war price.
For protecting hands against dryness and chapping,
Give me Italian Balm. It's so rich, so different from thin and watery lotions.
for glamorizing hands, for keeping them soft and pretty.
Italian Balm, if you please. It helps you get elected to the Holdable Hands Club.
The first nighters are all in their seats, ready for the last act, and there goes the curtain.
Young woman, am I to understand that you really wrote all those Cole Sheldon stories?
Yes, that's right, Mr. Rice. I've decided to tell you the truth and get it over with.
I see. So you're Shorty West.
Yes.
Well, I'm mighty happy to meet you, Shorty. I'm Martha Washington. What are you trying to pull anyway?
Nora, he's gone plumb loco on us.
Mr. Rice, please, now, I can explain. I can prove it.
Oh, you can now.
Well, I reckon you and me better have a showdown, partner. They went that away. Reach for your hog leg, stranger. Honest, Mr. Rice, it's me.
Then how do you explain this?
Oh, that.
Yeah, this picture of Shorty West.
Well, that's Gramps, my grandfather. I sent you his picture because I thought you didn't like women.
Oh, I see. Young woman, you don't seem to understand my position. It's bad sales psychology to have a woman's name connected with a Western story.
But why?
Who wants to read Six Gun Revenge by Lucy Fairfax? Or Death in the Saddle by Nora Stevens? It's unthinkable. No, I tell you, Miss Stevens, I'd be the laughingstock of the entire publishing business.
Looks bad for her, Gus.
Yeah.
And it's all my fault, too.
All right, so it's your fault. Now let's get away from this window and stop this eavesdropping. It ain't dignified.
Shh, not so loud, Gus. They'll hear us.
And furthermore, I don't believe you are Shorty West. And even if you were, I wouldn't publish a Western story written by you or any other woman.
That's being very unfair, Mr. Rice. Just what have you got against women anyway?
Nothing, my dear. Women writers of Western fiction, yes. Business is business, you know. But, women as women. Yourself, for example. I find you very attractive.
Why, Mr. Rice.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do believe we have a luncheon engagement.
Why, the nerve of that guy. Gus, he's a wolf.
Bill Hanley, you get right out of here. You've caused enough trouble.
No, sir, not till I've had a word with Mr. Rice.
Who are you?
Never mind that. Do you want good, authentic Western stories for your magazines?
Why, yes, of course I do.
Well, then what difference does it make? Who writes them?
Well,
Does the world have to know that Shorty West is a woman? Well, does it?
Well, now see here,
Nobody's going to know that Shorty West is a woman unless you tell them.
Yeah, but if old J.B. ever found out about
Who's
it...
J.B.?
The owner of True Western Yarns. He can't stand the sight of a woman. Can't even enjoy his yacht. Somebody's always referring it as she.
Just what is J.B. going to say when he finds out that one of his prize editors has been taken in by a designing female?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you've been publishing stories by Shorty West, ain't you? To me, she looks very feminine indeed.
J.B. would be furious. Well, you wouldn't dare tell... What's that?
Sounds like Gramps.
Now get in there with you blasted polecat.
I ain't done nothing, I tell you. Bill. Oh, Bill, please tell him who I am, will you? He thinks I'm a horse thief.
I ought to let Genevieve speak her piece, but I gotta keep control of myself. The law's come out here to the west now. Norrie, call the sheriff.
Oh, Bill, please do something. I didn't do nothing honest. I was just looking around.
Oh, Gus.
Hey, pardon me. Ain't I seen you someplace before?
Oh, me?
That's the funny thing. I could have swore I'd seen you before. Your face looks right familiar. Did you ever ride range for Luke Collins?
No.
No. Cass Wilkins, maybe?
No.
No? Well, I guess it must have been over at the old Double Bar Ranch then. No, I didn't get either. Now, wait a minute now. It's coming to me.
Gramps, this is Mr. Rice, a friend of mine. Now, give me that gun.
Well, I'm mighty glad to meet you, Mr. Rice. I swear I'd seen you before. Maybe the night of the Ironwood stage robbery. It was one of them
Gramps,
times
now, please. These gentlemen aren't interested in...
Who scuttled out that door?
That was Gus Scuttle.
Oh, horse thief, huh? Doggone it, I should have hog-tied him in the first place. All right, I'm giving you fair warning. I'm going to count to 3, then I'm coming for you.
Gramps, give me that gun.
When I do, I'm a-coming to smoking. 1, 2...
I'll take that gun.
3. Hey, somebody got my gun. Somebody stole Genevieve.
Genevieve, huh? Why, that's it, of course.
What do you mean?
Who's got my gun?
There's only one man in the West that calls his 6-gun Genevieve, and he always gives a fair warning before he comes out of smoking. That man's Cole Sheldon.
Cole Sheldon?
And the Cole Sheldon stories are written by Shorty West. Gramps here is Shorty West.
Why, I ain't no such thing.
Oh, it's all my fault. I guess Gramps really is Shorty West. All I did was write down the stories he told me. We needed the money, and...
Well, we're going to have plenty of money now, Norrie.
We are?
Yep. What with the new highway coming right through here? Elmer Haskins told me about it last week. That's how come I sold out to that oil company. They're going to build a new station here.
What? You sold sold the property.
Well, I sure did. Got a right fine price for it, too.
Oh, Gramps, then you're not angry.
Why, golly, no. Getting too blasted city-fied around here anyway. I've been sort of hankering to shove on for quite a spell.
No, I meant about me selling your stories.
Why, that's all right, Nora. What do you think I sent you to that journalism school for?
Why, Gramps.
Well, it looks to me as though you better sign this contract, Gramps.
Me? Well, I can't write.
Millions of people think you can.
Do you? Well, shucks, all I can do is jabber.
Well, I guess old J.B. can't very well object to a man dictating his stories to a private secretary, can he, Miss Stevens? Miss Stevens, Oh, I beg your pardon.
Oh, Bill.
Forgive me.
Uh-huh.
Well, all right, Mr. Stevens, you might as well just sign this contract.
All right, sir. You asked for it. Here you be.
Well, you just put an X on the paper.
Well, of course I did. I said I couldn't write, didn't I? That's why I sent Norrie to that school, so there'd be one writer in the family.
And the curtain falls on the last act of another great Broadway performance at the Little Theater off Times Square. Mrs. Soleil and Miss Lottie are receiving a great ovation. The play's a hit. If the first nighters like it, listen to that applause. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, there's a real treat in store for you at the Little Theater. An exciting pirate yarn called Drink for the Damned. It's a swashbuckling story of high seas adventure, interwoven with a tender, heart-gripping romance. It's packed with suspense and paid off with a surprise. You'll want to hear it, so join us next week, won't you, at this same time. And ladies, to give a magic touch to your complexion, get the new cream makeup, Magic Touch. And now we move out of the theater and into the street.
Here's your cab, Mr. First Nighter.
Thank you. Good night.
Campana's First Nighter program. From the Little Theater off Times Square. Starring Olin Soule and Barbara Luddy, with an all-star cast presented by Campana, the quality name in cosmetics. Theater time, Broadway. And on this New Year's night, a new play makes its bow to the public from the stage of the Little Theater off Times Square. It's an exciting event, because hosts of celebrities always attend these opening nights on the Great White Way. And to be sure that you miss none of the fun, here's your host for the evening, the genial First Nighter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted that you can join our party. The theater is just a few blocks away, and here's my cab. Shall we start? All right, driver, to the Little Theater, please. Up Broadway, across 42nd Street. Here was the scene last night of one of the greatest New Year's Eve celebrations in history. The crowds were thick in Times Square, and tonight it's by no means deserted. Just ahead now is the Little Theater. Well, here we are.
My gracious, that girl must have a magic touch. She's surrounded by photographers. I understand we'll all have a magic touch next week.
Have your tickets ready, please. Have your tickets ready, please. Good evening, Mr. First Nighter. The usher will show you to your seats.
Thank you. We'll go right in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're in our seats, and I must say as I look over the audience that every woman here tonight must have the magic touch. I never saw so much beauty. But tonight's play is a comedy romance called The One in the Middle, written by Virginia Safford Lynn and co-starring Olin Soule and Barbara Luddy. That sounds like just what the doctor should order for New Year's night, a chance to relax and laugh. Mr. Soule, I see by the program, is to play the part of Peter Randolph, a recently returned vet. Miss Lottie is cast as Franny, a young lady tentatively engaged in the pursuit of higher education. And what an all-star supporting cast, including Bea Benaderet as Tabby Randolph, Peter's sister, Sandra Gould as Maudie, Jane Webb as Jean, and other famous names. But now, before First Curtain, let's listen to Frank Worth and his First Nighter Orchestra.
First curtain. Have you heard about Magic Touch?
There's the signal for First Curtain. The house lights are out, and here's the play.
Come in.
I haven't got an apple, but may I come in anyway, teacher?
For mercy's sakes, Peter.
Oh, Sis, how are you?
Oh, darling Peter. I didn't expect you until next week.
Well, my discharge came through sooner than I expected.
Oh, let me see how you look.
Huh?
Oh, you still look that way.
Oh, stop. Listen, Tabby, could you put me up here at the school for a while?
Well, I could put you in the assistant principal's room down the hall. Mm-hmm. Come on, bring your suitcase. He's left and we haven't got a new one yet.
Ah, good old Sis.
Now, see? It's really a nice room.
Mm-hmm. A lap of luxury, no less. Say so. Great Scott. Sound General Quarters. What's that?
The young ladies returning from their daily constitutional.
Golly, where can we go?
I'll protect you. Young ladies, less noise, if you please.
Yes, Miss Randolph.
Oh, girls, one moment. I believe this would be an opportune time for you to meet my brother, Peter Randolph.
Oh.
Young ladies, where are your manners?
How do you do, Mr. Randolph?
How do you do, young ladies?
Oh, Mr. Randolph, it'll be wonderful having you here with us.
Oh, it really will. It's our first real break since they put in electrical refrigeration and the iceman stopped coming.
Well, thank you, I think.
Mr. Randolph, astronomy is my most favorite subject.
Well, thank you for telling me.
Oh, thank you for listening.
Young ladies, kindly proceed to your rooms, if you please.
Yes,
Mr. Randolph.
Goodbye, Mr. Randolph.
Goodbye. For the love of heaven, Tabby, get inside here quick. They might get loose again.
Peter, do you know what they think?
No, and don't tell me.
The assistant principal always teaches astronomy.
And all I can say is heaven help him, whoever he's going to be.
Peter, dear, I've got news. He's going to be you.
Well, that's very nice. Hey, wait a minute.
Yes, Peter.
No, Tabby.
Peter, I didn't write you about this, but the school's really on the rocks.
Well, how could it be with all those girls?
Well, most of the 50 aren't coming back next semester. They're very bored. Peter, you'll have to face it. You are the Navy's gift to the Randolph Seminary for young ladies.
Oh, no, I'm not. Tabby, you're a very nice sister, and I'm extremely fond of you. But you're not that nice, and I'm not that fond.
Now, this is your classroom, Peter.
But, Tabby, I don't know anything about astronomy.
Neither do they, so you'll start even.
You're asking one poor lone guy to face 50 girls.
Oh, only 2 of the girls take astronomy.
Only 2? Then why do you have the subject?
Well, because I think everyone should know astronomy. It's very broadening.
That's what I'm afraid of. Oh, jumping, Jupiter, man the lifeboats.
Oh, for mercy's sakes, the entire school now takes astronomy.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, students.
Well, I'll leave you to your work. And you've certainly got it.
Hey, Tabby, wait, listen. Young ladies. Thank you. As you know, we are gathered together here to find out all about the romance of the stars.
Mr. Randolph, my favorite star is Ronald Coleman.
Oh, really? Mine's Claudette Colbert. The class will come to order, please. Are there any questions? Yes, Miss...
Frances Emerson, but everyone calls me Franny, and I do hope that you will too, Mr. Randolph.
Thank you very much. You have a question, Franny?
No, thank you, but I'm sure I will have later.
Well, now, do we have any textbooks or star maps around here?
My name's Jean Taylor, and the books are on your desk. My name's Maudie Dexter, and there's a star map in back of you.
Well, what do you know? My, just look at all these stars. Now, who can tell me the names of all these stars? Well, on to the next exercise. Now, here's an attractive-looking constellation or something.
Mr. Randolph, could that possibly be the
Big Dipper?
Why, Franny, that's very clever of you, because it is the Big Dipper, I think. And in military circles, they call it Ursa Major. Oh, come now, it wasn't that funny. Now, if you'll all please look at the star map. Over here we have, at the map, girls, please.
Mr. Randolph, don't you think the moon's at its best in a canoe on a summer night?
Well, personally, I never knew they could get the moon into a canoe. Now we'll move on to the subject of eclipses. Now, this is caused by the sun getting in the way of the moon gets between the, well, suppose we put it this way. When the moon and the sun and the earth, so you have the planets, if anyone wants them. And now, let us take a quick peek at meteors. When the, who's doing the whispering back there? Franny, is that a note you have in your hand?
Well, what did you say, Mr. Randolph?
I can't have that sort of thing going on in my classroom, you know. Francis Emerson, bring that note to teacher at once.
Yes, Mr. Randolph. Here.
Yes, thank you. Now, much as I dislike doing this, I shall have to make an example of you, Franny. The note reads as follows. Dear Maudie, hasn't he the darlingest wave in his hair? You may return to your seat, Miss Emerson.
Yes, Mr. Randolph.
Now, here we have a very interesting picture of the sun. Now, let's see what the caption says beneath it. Well, it says the sun. What are those bells that keep ringing?
They're the bells for all our other classes, Mr. Randolph.
Oh, well, class dismissed. Hey, girls. Hey, listen, girls. Hey!
Young ladies, proceed at once to your other classes.
Oh, yes, Miss Randolph. Goodbye, Mr. Randolph. Come on, girls.
Apparently your astronomy class was a howling success. All 3 hours of it. Well, Peter, are you all right?
No, but it's nothing that a few weeks in a psychopathic ward won't cure.
The curtain comes down on the first act of tonight's play in the Little Theater off Times Square.
Smoking in the outer lobby or downstairs only, please. Listen next week for news about Magic Touch.
All right, now I see someone stealthily approaching. And as I live, it's Larry Keating.
Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. And what better time than New Year's night for you ladies to make some beauty resolutions? For example, be it resolved
that tomorrow, the first shopping day of the new year, I shall get what so many women say is the finest hand lotion they've ever used. Famous Italian Balm.
Yes, your old friend Italian Balm is back again after its absence during the war. So, be it resolved
that in this winter of 1948, I shall protect my skin against wintertime dryness and chapping by using rich, concentrated Italian Balm, the famous wintertime lotion that originated years ago in cold Canada. It's so different from thin, watery lotions. It gives such extra good protection.
And ladies, why not protect your pocketbook while you protect the beauty of your hands? For instance, be it resolved
that I shall save money by buying Italian Balm, the famous hand lotion that sells today at exactly its pre-war price.
Yes, ladies, good, dependable Italian Balm offers you the same pre-war quality, same pre-war quantity, same pre-war price. Start using this famous cold weather lotion tomorrow and see how truly soft and smooth your hands can be all winter long.
Yes, you'll learn about Magic Touch next week.
The first nighters are hurrying down the aisles to their seats, the lights are dimmed, and here's the second act of The One in the Middle.
Oh, Mr. Randolph, could I speak to you a minute?
Why, yes, Miss, Franny.
Well, I just wanted to say I'm awfully embarrassed about that note I wrote in class today.
You're embarrassed. Franny, could we please just forget it ever happened?
Oh, I think it's awfully nice of you to take that attitude, Mr. Randolph.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is very nice of me. I should make you stand in a corner for 5 minutes. And, come to think of it, you look rather cute standing in a corner.
Why, Mr. Randolph, what do you mean?
I have no idea. Let's just forget about that, too, shall we? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to see my sister about something very important, I'm sure.
Oh, I didn't mean to disturb you, Mr. Randolph. I haven't disturbed you, have I, Mr. Randolph?
Franny, I'm very sorry, but you haven't disturbed me in the least.
Oh. Well, goodbye, Mr. Randolph.
Goodbye, Franny.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, then, Franny. Oh, excuse me, girls. Could I get through here, please? Pardon me, will you let me pass? Excuse me, could I open the door? Tabby, what in thunder is that lineup outside your door?
Oh, isn't it splendid? All 50 girls are signing up for next semester.
You may now start shopping around for a new assistant principal.
Oh, but Peter, you can't go till next semester. The girls might change their minds.
Oh. Well, just how soon does the next semester start?
Why, in no time at all. Just 8 weeks from the middle of next month.
Oh, Tabby. Oh, no.
We must be losing our grip. We've worked on him now for 3 weeks.
I think he likes the type of girl who could be a real pal to him.
Oh, Gene, I think he prefers a cuddly type. I really do.
Pete, Mr. Randolph, prefers the romantic, poetic type. And remember this, girls, as soon as he definitely shows which one he's really interested in, the rest have to lay off and give me a clear field.
Hi there, Mr. Randolph.
Oh, hello, Jean.
Isn't it a swell day? I'll bet you're dying for a game of tennis. Of course, with the right partner. I mean, the kind of girl who's nuts about outdoor life and who can play golf and ride and hike, even with a cold.
Jean, would you care to wrestle?
Why, yeah. Mr. Randolph, where are you going?
Pardon me while I dash out and rip off a couple of 100-yard sprints.
Oh, Mr. Randolph.
Oh, Mr. Randolph.
No, Marty. No, now you know the rules. No staying after class.
But I didn't understand one single thing you told us about astronomy today. Really, I didn't.
Well, that's okay. I didn't either.
Well, I don't think you realize what a helpless little thing I am.
Oh, yes, I do.
Just look how little and helpless I am. Isn't it awful?
It's a shame. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have an engagement with a moon about a dog star. Yes, just a second. Why, good evening, Franny.
Good evening, Mr. Randolph. Oh, could you please come out on the balcony quick?
Why, what's happened to it?
Come on, hurry.
Yeah?
Oh, open the door, quick.
Yeah.
Come on, quick. Look, just look, Mr. Randolph.
Yeah, where?
Up there in the sky, the Big Dipper.
What's it doing?
It's the very same one you've been telling us about all these weeks.
Well, just think of that. Well, thank you very much for the treat. Now, shall we go back inside, Franny?
Isn't it a beautiful night? You know, some people think that you can see stars reflected in other people's eyes. Can you see stars reflected in my eyes, Mr. Randolph?
Well, there seems to be something there, all right.
Well, let me see if they're reflected in your eyes, too.
No, mine never reflect.
But...
Never.
Oh, Mr. Randolph, you've made me so aware of the vastness of eternity. Somehow there's such an awful lot of eternity. It's all so sweet and brief and fleeting.
You are so right. Here today, gone tomorrow, like.
Isn't it true? The bird of time has but a little way to flutter.
Yeah. And this bird is on the wing.
But Mr. Randolph... Oh, dear.
Well, thank heaven that's my last class for today. Got anything to eat, Fran? Oh, cheese and crackers. Gimme.
Say, Jean, do you know that the cook is making a coconut cake because she's found out he loves coconut cake even though it always makes him sick?
Oh, then we could nurse him.
Somehow we three don't seem to be getting anywhere.
Well, maybe he's fallen for one of us and is hiding it bravely.
Certainly. Why, I can sense it every time he looks at me.
Gee, when he looks at me, I don't sense anything.
And the tone of his voice when he speaks to me. The touch of his hand.
Wait a minute. When did he ever touch your hand, Franny?
Wednesday morning at 10:33. I was erasing the blackboard and asked him to help me lift the eraser.
Are you trying to tell us that he's fallen for you?
All right, I'll prove it. This time of afternoon, he always goes for a stroll. When he opens the front door, the three of us will be standing there. And remember, girls, you're on your own.
Well, hello.
Hi, Mr. Randolph.
Hello there, Mr. Randolph.
Hello, Peter.
Going somewhere, girls?
Yes, I'm going up that way.
And I'm going down this way.
I'm going over that way. Which way are you going, Mr. Randolph?
Sorry to keep you waiting, Peter. Oh, good afternoon, girls.
Oh,
Good afternoon, Miss Randolph.
My brother and I are on our way to the post office. Won't you join us?
Thank you very much, but, come on, girls.
Goodbye, girls. Here, Tabby, here. Let me take the package.
Thanks. Peter, somehow things don't seem to be working out quite as I'd intended. My idea was to put the school back on its feet, not demoralize it. If you really want to leave before next semester...
Oh, there's no special rush.
Oh. Now, don't tell me you're getting interested in one of these girls.
Okay, then I won't tell you.
Peter, if I hadn't come along just then, which way would you have gone?
Why, without a moment's hesitation, I'd have gone looking for you.
Marty, give me some cookies. We've still got to find out which one of us it is. If we could only all be in some kind of danger, then he'd rescue one of us. Then we'd know, or at least the rest of you would.
Maybe we could sort of get in a rowboat and drown. Just kinda, I mean.
How about a runaway horse?
With all 50 of us on its back? Oh, wait, listen. He's coming down the hall. I know his step.
Quick, open the door a crack.
Open wider, Jean. I can't see. Oh, doesn't he look darling?
Oh, he's wearing that sweet blue polka dot tie again.
Girls, I've just had a perfectly wonderful idea.
Oh, wait a second till I have one more look. Oh, my.
Okay. Close the door and come here. Now listen, here's my idea.
And the curtain comes down on the second act of tonight's play in the Little Theater off Times Square.
Smoking downstairs or in the outer lobby only, please. Come again next week, ladies, and hear all about the magic touch.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you in person, Larry Keating.
Ladies, why are your hands so dry tonight, so rough and scratchy?
Because in winter, the dry indoors air and cold, dry outdoors air and wintry winds all combine to rob my skin of its natural moisture every minute of the day.
Right. And what is the best thing, do you think, for that?
Well, thousands like myself say, Italian Balm. This famous lotion puts back moisture into my skin, helps it keep soft and smooth, does it so quickly, too. The minute Italian Balm touches my skin, it feels smooth, more velvety. The action is almost immediate.
Have you ever found a lotion that equaled Italian Balm in caring for the skin in wintertime?
The answer that thousands of women would give to that question is no, I haven't. Because Italian Balm will keep hands free of dryness and chapping, no matter what happens in the way of housework or weather.
Yes, Italian Balm is a sturdy protector against dryness and chapping. It was born and reared in Canada, North America's coldest climate. Its success there brought it to the United States. And since the day it crossed the border, so many women have said,
The Italian Balm never fails me. It has a quality and richness that my skin seems to need when winter comes.
Hear about Magic Touch.
The first nighters are all in their seats, ready for the last act. And there goes the curtain.
Peter, come here into my office. I want to show you something.
Okay, then I'm going to bed. What do you want to show me?
These exam papers from various classes. Peter, did you know an hypotenuse equals the distance between Venus and Mars? Or that the Celts were driven into Wales and Cornwall by a shooting star? Or that the recipe for muffins is 2 cups of flour to 1/2 cup of Milky Way? When are you leaving, Peter?
Yes, I see what you mean. Well, after all, they are just kids.
Oh, yes. Children of 17, 18, and 19.
Mere babes.
Isn't it odd how fond you've become of teaching? Peter, just between us girls, which one is it?
Which one? Why, the one in the middle.
All right, then, don't tell me. But let me warn you, if you ever single out one girl, it'll probably lead to mass suicide.
Shh, now, be quiet, girls. And stand back so I can open the furnace door. Give me the rags and stuff, Jim.
Oh, wait a second, Fran. Put just a little more oil on them.
Oh, wouldn't it be awful if the register in his room wasn't open? Don't worry, I went in and opened it wide while he was in Miss Randolph's office. You better give me the matches, Jean. Here. This is going to make lots and lots of lovely smoke.
I'll say it does. Close the furnace door, Fran.
Now, let's get back upstairs. Maudie, you and Jean go to your rooms and stay there. Then when Peter comes to rescue me, keep out of his way.
Well, I think he'll come to rescue me. I really do.
Let the poor girl dream. I'll be the one who'll tell you girls what it was like.
Girls, into the halls. Line up, girls. Maudie, come out of your room.
Open Miss Randolph.
Line up, girls. It's just like fire drill. Jean, come out here at once.
But Miss Randolph.
Line up. Franny, come out into the hall, or must I drag you?
Oh, but Miss Randolph.
All right, now, girls, march. 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep your head, girls. Stay in line. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is everyone accounted for? Is everyone out of the building?
Yes, Miss Randolph, we're all out here. Doggone it.
The fire department will have everything under control in just a moment. Now, everyone stay right here on the lawn.
Oh, how could she be so mean? She personally rescued every single girl.
What a dirty trick.
Yes.
She spoiled everything. She really did.
Girls, where is he? Miss Randolph, where's your brother?
Peter? Well, isn't Peter here? Peter, are you here? Peter!
He's been overcome by smoke. He's trapped in his room. Get out of my way, girls. I'm going to save him.
Freddie, come back. I'll save him. Girls, wait for me. I'll save him. Really, I will.
Girls, come back
here. There he is, still in bed, overcome with smoke. Quick, Jean, you take his feet.
You take his feet. I'll take his head.
Doesn't he look darling in pink and blue stripes?
Maudie, get his other shoulder. Now, all together. Lift. Oh.
Isn't he wonderful and heavy?
Hey, what's going on? Oh, girls, go away.
Don't be frightened, Peter. We're saving you.
For what?
You've been overcome by smoke.
What smoke?
Smoke from the... Oh, there isn't any smoke in here. Oh, Peter, how could you? You close your register. Oh.
Oh. Well, don't just stand there. Somebody pick me up.
Young ladies, I've called you all here to the assembly room this morning in reference to the most regrettable occurrence of last night. The identity of the 3 girls involved is known to me. Naturally, they should be expelled. However, I'm willing to be lenient on one condition. The ringleader of these 3 must confess.
Oh, now, Tabby, listen.
Sit down, Peter. Well, young ladies, I'm waiting.
I did it, Miss Randolph. Really, I did.
Oh, no, Miss Randolph. I am the guilty one.
Oh, no, wait. I'm the one, Miss Randolph. It was my idea.
Yes, Franny, I know it was. Come up here, please. You are to make a public apology to the entire school, my brother, and me.
Yes, Miss Randolph. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Franny. You may now return to your seat.
Yes, Miss Randolph.
Now, I have an announcement. My brother Peter is leaving us this morning, and I might add that he's doing so at my personal invitation. There will be no demonstration, if you please. After all, I can't have the school burning down every night. Now, Peter, you may make a brief valedictory address, if you like.
Thank you, Tabby. Young ladies, what I have to say can be summed up in one word. Goodbye. I wish I could say it to each of you individually, but time does not allow. So will one of you girls act as the school's representative? How about you there?
Me?
No, the one in the middle. Will you come up here a moment, please? That's the girl.
Yes, Mr. Randall.
Stand right there in front of me, please. Raise your head. Now say prunes.
Prunes.
Peter!
Oh, my.
Oh, how could you?
Franny, here, wait, Franny, wait a second.
Peter, you come straight back here. Peter!
Franny, where are you? Franny? No? Ah, the balcony. Hello, Juliet.
You go away. Wasn't I humiliated enough without your kissing me?
Well, I just thought everyone should know which one it is, and has been all the time.
You really mean... Oh, no, you're just saying that.
Ah. Darling, come here.
Oh, no. Now, wait. Oh, please. Oh, Peter.
Strawberry. Oh, you funny, sweet little thing.
Well, that's that, I guess.
Oh, wasn't it beautiful the way he said, strawberry?
Come on, Marty. That's all there is. Here. I'll give you half his blue polka dot tie.
The curtain is down, ladies and gentlemen, on the final act of a new play. As there's the end of the play, and Mr. Soleil and Miss Lottie are getting round after round of applause. Next week, the Little Theater off Times Square will present another new play entitled Help Wanted Female. It's packed with suspense and intrigue. Be sure to join us next week at this same time. And ladies, the good news is coming. When you tune in next week, you'll hear about Magic Touch. And from that time on, you can have a magic touch at your fingertips. And now we move out of the theater and into the street.
Here's your cab, Mr. First Nighter.
Thank you, and Happy New Year.
The First Nighter program, a copyrighted feature coast to coast, presented by Campana, the makers of Solitaire, the new cake makeup, and Campana Cream Balm, the new hand lotion containing lanolin. Theater Time, Broadway. There's a high pitch of excitement along the Great White Way tonight as theatergoers eagerly await the opening of a new play at the Little Theater off Times Square. Dramatic critics and movie scouts will be in the audience. The sidewalks will be jammed with sightseers and photographers, so we'd better be on our way. It's just a short walk around the corner. Will you join me? Up Broadway and across 42nd Street, and there ahead of us are the lights of the Little Theater off Times Square. Well, here we are at the Little Theater off Times Square. Have your tickets ready, please. Have your tickets ready, please. Good evening, Mr. First Nighter. The usher will show you to your box. Thank you. We'll go right in. Well, it's another packed house tonight. We're lucky our reservations were made early. While everyone is eagerly awaiting the first curtain, let's see what the program says about this first night performance on the Great White Way. The play is entitled Just a Bum, and its author is Helen Norris. Our popular leading lady, Barbara Luddy, tops the all-star cast. Opposite Miss Luddy is her guest leading man, Hugh Studebaker. The play is pure fiction, of course, and does not refer to real people or to actual events. And now, just before first curtain, let's listen to Eric Sagerquist and his First Nighter Orchestra. curtain, the house lights are out, and here's the play.
State Penitentiary. Warden Cooper speaking. Yes, Jim? No trace of Lathrop, huh? I made a big mistake in that man. No, it's my fault. I gave him too much liberty. Yeah, I'm going to question his cellmate now. Okay, Jim. Keep in touch with me. Bring in Mahoney, Steve. Sit down, Mahoney. You've been Lathrop's cellmate for some months, haven't you?
More than a year, sir.
What do you know about his plans for last night's escape?
Well, he planned for over a year to pull it off. He wants to be someplace the 14th of January.
The 14th? And this is the 11th. What did he say about it?
Well, last year he says to me, he says, Shorty, a year from tonight I'll see him. I'll plan to make a break, he says, around the 10th. That'll give me 4 days to get there.
4 days to get where?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about him, really.
He never talked about his past life?
No, he was the close-mouthed the guys I ever see.
Never mentioned any names?
Only in his sleep now and again. He'd mutter about Rose, little Rose. Once he called out, Lucy, Lucy, that way.
I see. Well, that's all, Mahoney.
He was one swell guy, Warden. Lathrop was. I hope it won't be too tough for him if they bring him back.
Don't worry. They'll bring him back.
Lay along, Clover. Ooh, boss. I'm kicking now. Well, this will be sore if I'm late with the milking tonight.
Evening, Bud.
Well, who are you?
Just a bum, boy. See, that new milk sure smells good. Got a pretty fine barn here, haven't you? Looks like you've enlarged it lately.
I added on last year. Someday I'm going to have the biggest dairy barn in the county.
You don't say. Got a couple of good-looking cows there already.
This one's thoroughbred. Isn't she a beauty? Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, mister, what's the matter?
I got kind of dizzy. Feel empty inside.
You aren't hungry, are you? Gosh, do you want some milk? Do you mind drinking out of the cat's dish?
No, I don't mind. Fill it up, boy. Thanks. Wasn't anything ever so good as that.
Here, have some more.
Okay.
Clover's got plenty to spare. Feel better?
Yeah, I sure do. Feel a lot better.
But you're shaking so. Are you cold?
Yeah, that wind's pretty bad. Looks like a blizzard's on the way. Hey, listen, boy. If I promise not to light a match, would you let me sleep in your barn tonight?
Well, I don't know. I don't usually let... Oh, heck, I guess you can.
Thanks.
Only stick close to the barn.
Sure.
You know how women folks are, get scared easy.
Yeah.
Make yourself a bed in the hay, and in the morning I'll bring you something to eat.
Thanks, boy.
I gotta hurry now. I'm taking my kid sister to a party tonight. But I'll be seeing you in the morning. So long, mister, and good luck.
That you, Rose? Uh-huh. Goodness, it's gloomy in here. I like the lamp. Why, Mom, you've been crying.
Never mind if I have. Look in the oven and see how the cornbread's doing.
It's baked, and so are the apples. Where's Johnny?
Still down at the barn. He's late with his milking.
He would be with a party on tonight. And you're not ready, Mom.
I'm not going.
Not going? Why, Mom.
Here's Johnny now. Help me dish up supper.
For goodness sakes, Johnny, hurry up. You'll never be ready. Sit down quick and eat.
Anything special keep you down at the barn, Johnny?
What do you mean, special?
Oh, don't stop to talk. The Allens will be here for us any minute. Mom says she isn't going, Johnny.
Oh, sure she is. She likes parties.
Not tonight, Johnny. I'd rather stay home.
But you oughtn't to stay home alone. Suppose someone comes to the door. You'd be scared, wouldn't you?
Scared? Land, no.
Well, will you lock the door as soon as we're gone then? And keep it locked, Mom?
Silly, you'll make her scared talking like that. Will you excuse me, Mom?
Is that all you're going to eat? Run along. I'll do the dishes.
Don't be pokey, Johnny. Hurry up.
Mom, listen. There's a tramp down at the barn.
A tramp, Johnny?
Old fella. Must be over 50. White hair, all clipped, and dark glasses.
White hair, over 50. You know, I saw him go into the barn while I was sitting by the window. Something about the way he walked, and it being the 14th of January.
Oh, it isn't him. This guy's just a bum. But he's a pretty good sort for a tramp, and I couldn't turn him away in this storm. I wish now I had.
Don't you worry. I've handled tramps long before you were born. You go and get dressed.
You're sure you're not afraid, Mom?
I'm sure. Over 50. Just a bum. Poor old man. I'll just save some cornbread in case he does come up and ask for food.
And the curtain comes down on the first act of tonight's play in the Little Theater off Times Square.
Smoking in the outer lobby or downstairs, please.
Have you noticed the solitaire cake makeup advertisements in the current issues of American Weekly, Mademoiselle, and especially in Life magazine? Yes, in the June 12th issue of Life is a picture of a pretty girl with a solitaire lovely complexion. Now this summer you too will want to be the girl he can't forget. The girl with a satin-skinned solitaire complexion. Let him remember you dancing till 3, your skin as creamy smooth as the gardenia in your hair. Let him remember you strolling in the park. Your complexion as enchanting as the day itself, as soft as the summer rain. Yes, indeed, this summer let Solitaire make you unforgettably lovely with its radiant color tone, its fresh smoothness, its rich lanolin base that is good to your skin. And thanks to Solitaire, all of this bewitching beauty is yours safely, because Solitaire's lanolin helps avoid skin dryness. With Solitaire, your makeup lasts for hours and hours, and tiny lines, freckles, and blemishes become your secret. So step up to your favorite cosmetic counter and ask for Solitaire Cake Makeup containing lanolin. It comes in 6 heavenly hues, and the most startling fact about Solitaire is the price. You get a big compact, 3 inches in diameter, of fine quality cake makeup for only 60 cents. If your dealer happens to be out of Solitaire at the moment, he can get it quickly from his wholesaler.
Down the aisles to their seats. The lights are dim, and here's the second act of Just a Bum.
Isn't Johnny down yet? How do I look, Mom?
You got a real pretty wave in your hair, dear.
I do wish I could have a silk dress, though, for a party.
I wish you could, Rose.
I know. Honestly, Mom, I don't think you ought to stay here alone. Sadie Allen was telling me this afternoon there's a convict escaped from the pen. The police think he's around here somewhere.
A convict? Don't say anything to Johnny about it, Rose, or he won't go to the party. Imagine being hunted down in a storm like this. Did you hear his name?
Lathrop. Oh, dear, there's the Allen's car driving in, and Johnny's not ready.
Who says I'm not? Gosh, Mom, I hate leaving you.
They're honking for you. Button up your coat, Rose.
Bye, Mom.
Goodbye. Have a good time. There, pal, just you and me. Curl up by the stove. We'll keep up the fire. They'll be cold when you get home. Lie down, pal. Nothing's wrong.
How do you do, lady? Any scraps handy?
Yes, I think so. Come in. You're shaking with the cold.
I am kind of chilled.
And hungry.
Powerful.
Sit down here.
Thanks, ma'am. This room seems like a chunk of heaven.
We kept some food warm and the coffee's still hot. How do you like it?
Strong and clear, ma'am.
Strong and clear. Oh, help yourself to beans.
Baked with salt pork, cornbread and apples. Lady, this is a banquet. Is that your son I saw down at the barn?
Yes, Johnny. He's only a boy, but he does the farm work besides going to school.
He said I could sleep in the barn. Though he didn't usually let tramps in there. He thinks I'm a tramp.
Aren't you?
Lady, a tramp's a king beside of me. Free to roam the world. There's no strings tied to a tramp.
You are Lathrop, then. The escaped convict.
You asked me in, knowing who I was? What made you, lady?
I don't know. Only I've been expecting someone home all day.
That's so?
My husband. It was just 12 years ago today he left. I can't get over the notion he's coming back. More coffee?
Thank you.
You see, he was young then, and he wanted city life. So he went away to earn piles of money for us. He knew we could get along with the farm. Jim must be rich now. He was smart as a whip. Smarter. And so handsome.
Told you he'd come back rich, did he?
Oh, he will, too. He'll come in a big car, most likely. Jim likes doing things the grand way.
And suppose he came back looking like me.
You don't know Jim. I dream how he'll fix up the house and put in electricity, maybe, so I can have a washing machine and a toaster. Have some cornbread.
Thanks. I'm not going to forget all this.
You're kind not to laugh at me. I don't talk much about Jim. The neighbors have said some ugly things because he don't come back. But someday they'll sit up and take notice.
When he comes home rich, huh?
Rose, listen, I'm awful sorry, but we gotta go home.
Go home, where the party just started.
I know, but Nick Barnes says there's a convict loose here in the neighborhood.
I heard about him this afternoon.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
I did tell Mom, and she wouldn't let me. Don't be foolish, Johnny. They're all waltzing.
Listen, Rose, there was a bum came to the barn tonight.
A man?
And he's that jailbird, I'll bet. They say there's $1,000 reward up for him.
1,000?
I've asked Nick to run us home. Don't tell him a thing. I'll slip out to the barn and capture that guy and get the reward.
Oh, Johnny. Then I could have a silk dress. I'll go with you. Wait a minute, I'll get my coat.
Jim was one for coming home from the store with a silk dress when what I needed was a sack of potatoes. But you couldn't scold him. He was that handsome and winning.
He shouldn't have gone away. A man like that needs a woman like you. How have you done all these years?
Real well. Johnny's a hard worker. He wants a good dairy more than anything.
You got a girl, too? I thought I saw a girl leave with Johnny.
That's Rose. She's like her father. Johnny's a steady one.
I'm glad the boys like you, Lucy.
You know my name? You're not... Oh, Jim.
Now, don't be afraid, dear. I'm sorry it slipped out.
It's your hair. Turned white. And those glasses. Yes, you do look over 50, like Johnny said. And you're not 43.
Well, man changes in the pen. But you haven't changed much, Lucy. You're still young looking. Pretty. How could I have left you?
I wish I hadn't talked so foolish, Jim.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you kept your faith in me all these years. Because of you, I've kept my real name secret. I began making plans for this a year ago, Lucy. Making the pen something you have to plan for.
Jim, quick. Someone's coming. Go in the front room. I'll hide these dishes.
Well, why don't
No,
I just...
don't talk. Hurry.
You all right, Mom? Any strange man been here?
No, there's no strange man been here. Why are you home so early?
Oh, he heard about that convict. He's mad because I didn't tell him before we left. But I didn't know there was a tramp in the barn.
I told that bird he could stay all night.
You let him be.
Mom, a fellow like that's desperate. Besides, there's a reward up for getting him. $1,000.
Hush, kid. You're all excited.
And $1,000 means we could clear the West 40. We could buy another thoroughbred.
And a silk dress for me.
I'm going down now and padlock the barn
You'll
door.
do no such thing. Most likely he's gone.
But, Mom, I can't muff a chance like this.
Johnny, I said no. Go upstairs and forget that poor old tramp.
What's the idea? Treating me like a baby.
Go along to bed. I'll lock the doors. That tramp's probably headed land knows where by now. Good night, children.
Oh, gee whiz.
Jim.
Is mine good, Lucy? Wish I could have seen little Rose.
Here's an old coat, Johnny. Go down to the barn and get a good night's sleep, Jim.
I'll be back in the morning, Lucy.
No. Hide in the smokehouse till after the children have gone to school. Then we'll talk.
I'll be up for breakfast, Lucy. Will you make some pancakes?
And the curtain comes down on the second act of tonight's play in the little theater off Times Square.
Smoking downstairs or movie, please.
Have you wondered why your hands are losing their softness and smoothness this summer? Well, here's what happened. Extra work at home or in an office or war plant, together with frequent washing, all rob your hands of their natural oils, make them feel rough and chapped. And then, too, when your skin becomes dry, it loses its youthful appearance, takes on a hard, parched look. So all of this, mind you, is happening right now primarily because of the loss of the natural oils of your skin. And what can you do about it? Well, the answer is easy. You can help to overcome skin dryness by using Campana Cream Balm containing lanolin. Scientists say that only lanolin most nearly duplicates the functions of the natural oils of the skin. So start now to use this new lotion with lanolin that helps avoid rough, dry, unlovely skin, no matter what kind of work you do, provided you use it regularly and especially each time after you wash your hands. Step up to your favorite cosmetic counter and insist on Campana Cream Balm containing lanolin. Lusciously creamy, instantly soothing, delightfully softening, and delicately fragrant. You'll recognize Campana Cream Balm by its yellow and white carton. Now, if your skin is extra dry, extra sensitive to work and washing, you'll want Campana's other famous lotion, Original Campana Balm in the green and white carton.
Nighters are all in their seats, ready for the last act, and there goes the curtain.
Did anybody dream of convicts?
We sure made a botch of that. Mom, you look all in. You were scared, weren't you?
Not scared, Johnny.
Did you find any signs of him down at the barn?
No, he's too foxy. He's gone. If Mom had let me padlock that door.
I'll go, Rose. Oh, good morning. Come in.
Say, were you down at the barn all night?
I sure was. Well, I expect this young lady's your sister, huh, boy? Pretty girl, too. But you don't favor your more. Must look like your daddy, huh?
Is that any business of yours?
Rose, don't be snippy. Stand up and let him see how tall you are.
Oh, Mom.
Do as I say. See, mister? Taller than I am, and only 14.
Listen, Mom. I'm going out to get some more wood. I'll be right back.
Rose, huh? I remember seeing a baby once. Looked so much like a little Rose, her folks named her that.
Really?
Oh, I don't blame you for being snippy with strangers, Rose. I kind of like that. Shows spunk.
Here, sit down. I've got some pancake batter mixed ready to cook. Pour him a cup of coffee, Rose. He takes it strong and clear. That is, most men his age do.
Thanks, I do. I'm not awful hungry, though. I could just kind of feast my eyes on Rose here and everything would be
all right, you.
Johnny.
Oh, a gun, huh? Pointed right at me.
And loaded, mister. You move and you'll find out it's loaded for sure. Rose, run over to Johnson's and phone the sheriff.
He'll do no such thing, Rose. Give me that gun, Johnny.
Now, Mom, don't have a fit. I'm handling it.
Give it to me. Thank you. Now, you two go upstairs and stay there. I want to talk to this man alone.
But don't you know what this means? The reward?
Do as I say. March.
Mighty smart youngster, Lucy. Rose, too. Glad you brought him up to mine.
Jim, what are we to do? The police are hunting you.
Yeah, and Johnny wants that $1,000 pretty bad.
He wouldn't if he knew who you were.
Now, that's it. He mustn't know who I am. Promise you'll not tell him, Lucy. Promise me.
Oh, Jim, don't.
Maybe we haven't got long to talk. I want to tell you how it happened. It was 2 years after I left. I was broke, and I drifted into a bad bunch. I bungled the first job they gave me. Got rattled, lost my nerve, and shot. I got 20 years for it.
You should have finished him out, and then come home for good.
But you see, I got to counting up the years, Lucy. Figuring how old the children would be. I was afraid they'd be gone.
I know.
And I did want to see you.
Jim, we can help you. I could keep you hidden there in the smokehouse for weeks. I'll tell the
No,
children.
Lucy. Nothing like that. I don't come back to my kids like this. Now, in a few minutes, I'll make a fuss. I'll tip over a chair or something so Johnny will come on down.
No, Jim, please.
But somebody will get that reward, dear. Let me have the pleasure of knowing who. I won't be lonesome back there. Not anymore. I'll have a lot to think about. How that worst 40 will be cleared. Johnny with his new thoroughbred. Electricity in the house here. And you with that little toaster you hanker for. I'd kind of like Rose to have a new dress, too. Something soft and clingy.
I can't understand, Mom. She never treated me like this before.
She didn't trust you with that gun, silly.
If only she'd listened to me, we'd be in $1,000.
Johnny, look out the window. There's a state police car coming up the road.
It stopped at Johnson's. They'll be driving in here next. Listen, I'm going down there.
What's that?
Downstairs. Mom, he's getting desperate. Come on. Rose, I left the rope here. Grab it. That's right. Keep behind me when I open the door. He may fire. Mom, give me that gun.
Johnny, don't shoot.
I won't. Not if he does like I tell him.
I'm taking no chances, lady. Kid's got me covered. But you wait, boy. Someday I'll
Not
get...
today, Mr. Convict. Put him up. You got the ropes, Rose?
I'd burn down your barn if I...
Keep your mouth shut. And your chin up. Higher than that. Now, put your arms down tight against your sides. You wind that rope around him, Rose. He won't touch you. That's it. Tight. Oh, not like that. Here, Mom, hold this gun. I'll tie that knot myself.
I'll get yours sometime for this.
You bet I will. It's a registered cow for me, Mr. Convict.
And what else?
Oh, clearing some land and dress for Rose.
Silk one?
Sure, it'll be silk. There. Pretty good job, isn't it, Mom? Oh, for Pete's sake. You women give me a pain. Scared of jailbirds 1 minute and wanting them to go free the next.
That car is driving in, Johnny.
Yeah, I thought it would. You answer the door, Mom.
Oh, Johnny.
You better do as he says, lady. We'll get through this quicker.
Morning, Mr. Mason. Have you seen... Well, what do you know? All tied up, ready for delivery. Who did this?
This kid here. Got me cornered, stuck a gun against me, and here I am.
So, Lathrop, a hard egg like you, gets caught by a boy.
Yeah.
Untie his arms, Johnny. I'll snap on these bracelets. Peaceful as a lamb. You'll hear about this, Johnny. It means $1,000 for you. Say, how old are you?
16.
Pretty good. Come along, Lathrop.
I want to thank the lady here for a cup of coffee. It was like I like it. Strong and clear.
And I want to thank you for not burning down our barn.
I was easy on you, that's all. You'll get that silk dress for this young lady here, won't you?
Oh, what's it to you?
Oh, I don't know. I like to think of pretty girls and pretty clothes. Thanks, Miss Mason.
This isn't a social call, you know, Lathrop.
Sure, I know. So long, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Gosh, that's what I call a good day's work. You nearly botched the whole thing, Mom, being nice to that bird. You have to handle convicts like you mean business.
It wasn't my idea of a convict at all. He had a nice smile.
You women. Just because he called you pretty, you let him go. That guy was plenty tough.
But he had tears in his eyes when he left. I saw them. Did you, Mom?
Yes, Rose. I saw them.
Well, my gosh, it's done now. Somebody'd have got him. We're going to do a lot of things. Wonderful things with that reward.
Yes, Johnny. Well, children, you'd better finish your breakfast.
And the curtain falls on another performance in the little theater off Times Square. Miss Luddy and Mr. Studebaker are in front of the footlights. Before we move out of the theater, let me invite you to be with us again next week at the same time, when Barbara Luddy will be starred in another original play entitled Small Town Editor. Waste paper is a critical raw material. Be sure to save all kinds of paper and cardboard. Look in your basement and attic. Collect every piece of waste paper and cardboard and turn it over to the salvage group in your neighborhood. And now we move out of the theater and into the street. What do you say we stroll down Broadway? Good night, Mr. First Nighter. Good night.
Campana's First Nighter program. From the Little Theater off Times Square. Starring Barbara Luddy and Olin Soule, with an all-star cast presented by Campana, the quality name in cosmetics. Theater time, and another new play is scheduled for its premiere performance on the stage of the Little Theater off Times Square. Yes, this is a big night on the Great White Way. Outside the theater, there'll be a crowd of sightseers watching the arrival of the celebrities who always attend an opening night. So let's be there on time. Here's our host for the evening, the genial First Nighter.
Good evening, everybody. From advance reports, I understand that this will be a really gala first night affair. I suggest that we start right away for the theater. Here's my cab. Won't you step in? All right, driver, we're off. Up Broadway and across 42nd Street. Here is the theater center of the world, the dream and aspiration of every playwright, every actor, every actress. And now, right ahead of us, is the Little Theater off Times Square. Well, here we are.
Look out there, mister. You're in front of that newsreel
Oh, my
camera.
gracious, I think I see Cary Grant.
Well, as I live and breathe, isn't that the governor?
Have your tickets ready, please. Have your tickets ready, please.
Good evening, Mr. First Nighter. The usher will show you to your seats.
Thank you. We'll go right in. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, quickly ushered into our down front and center seats. And I know you'll want to look at the program with me. Tonight's play, I see, is entitled Mind Reader, a new three-act drama by Floyd Miller. The play co-stars Barbara Luddy and Olin Soule, which in itself promises a most enjoyable evening. Miss Luddy is to play the role of Lynn Brooks, a Boston society belle. Mr. Soule is cast as Joe Madison, better known as Professor Zorro, the mind reader with the carnival. And true to form, here's a superb all-star supporting cast, including Joan Banks as Miss Mason, Lynn's secretary, Luke Krugman as Al, a carnival barker, Reese Taylor as Norman Richter, a somewhat snobbish Bostonian, and other famous names. But there's just time before first curtain to listen a moment to Frank Worth and the famous First Nighter Orchestra.
Curtain! First curtain!
There's the signal for first curtain, the house lights are out, and here's the play.
Fear. We're all afraid of something. Insecurity, ill health, jealousy. You soon learn that when you're in my racket. I'm a mind reader in a carnival, and I try to find out what the people are afraid of and then sell it back to them. Only, I give them the reverse side of the coin. Health, wealth, love. What do you want? I'll promise it to you.
It's the great Professor Zorro, Master Mind Reader. He's in tune with the infinite, and he gives you answers to your most perplexing problems. He reads your thoughts like most men read a book. Professor Zorro knows you better than you know yourself. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Boston is a lousy carnival town, and I played the half-empty tents all week. But then on Thursday, a girl wandered into my tent and stood there looking up at me with a half-smile. She was lovely, poised, quietly but expensively dressed. Her cool beauty kept interfering with my concentration, so I decided to go to work on her. I signaled to my assistant. He walked over and shoved a paper and pencil in her hand so she could write down a thought. At first she refused, but finally laughed and scribbled down a few words. My assistant looked at the words and then threw me the signal.
Will you please tell this lady what she is thinking?
I get the impression that the lady is deeply troubled. Someone near her is the source of the trouble. It's not quite clear, but I think it's a man. Yes, it is a man. He says he loves her, but she's not certain. She fears he only pretends, and that he really wants to marry her for her money. Am I correct? An expression of bewilderment, or was it fright, came over her face. The color drained from her cheeks, and for a moment I thought she might faint. And then she turned and ran from the tent. I called out, "Wait, I want to talk to you. Come back, please." But she had gone out into the midway. I jumped down from the platform and ran after her.
But suddenly I found my way barred by a lean, tight-faced woman with gimlet blue eyes. Will you stand aside, madam?
You're trying to follow that girl.
Okay, I'm following the girl. Now, if you'll
Leave
please...
her alone. Your phony act has upset her enough already.
Phony? You call the great Professor Zorro phony? Stand aside before I hypnotize you and use you for a tent stake. Hello. Oh, don't be alarmed. I'm Professor Zorro. I saw how upset you were, and I wanted to be sure that you were okay.
I'm all right, thank you.
You, think he wants to marry you for your money?
How did you know?
Ah, there are many occult forces at work if man but knows how to utilize them. An attunement with the infinite can wed the thoughts of two minds. Extrasensory perception...
You're talking nonsense. No one can read minds.
No? Then how did I know about your problem?
Well, I don't know. I can't understand.
Don't be frightened. I can't really read your mind.
But how... Back there in the tent, how...
It's all a trick. Now, does that make you feel better?
I guess it does, but I still don't
My
know.
name's Joe Madison. What's yours?
Lynn Brooks.
I'm really a magazine writer. Only joined the carnival to collect material for a story. Hey, you like some cotton candy? You can't go to a carnival without eating cotton candy.
All right.
Hey, cheer up. You must have one friend left.
I'm sorry.
Lynn, whatever it is, could I help?
Why should you want to help me? You never saw me before.
Well, in this racket, you get to be a pretty good judge of people. Well?
I don't know what to say. All right. Could you come to my house for dinner tomorrow night?
I sure could.
Here's my address. But, Joe, it might be dangerous for you.
In this racket, you're never safe. I soon discovered that Lynn Brooks was Back Bay, Boston. She lived in an imposing house of weathered red brick and stiff-necked servants. I found her in the library, alone, looking small and frightened and very beautiful.
Hello, Joe. I didn't think you'd come. I wish you hadn't. I'm sorry I talked that way yesterday because there's nothing you can do. I was just tired and upset.
There's more to it than that. I'm not leaving.
You're sweet. You remind me of a little boy who's going to fight the bully just so he can carry his girls' books home from school. But don't you see, Joe, there's no school bully here. There are nothing but shadows, my own foolish fears, and you can't fight those. Hush. Here come the others. Don't stand so close to me.
Two people entered the library. First came a man, tall, handsome, sure of himself, even snobbish. His manner was suave and condescending, and I disliked him at once. Close behind him stalked the woman who had tried to stop me from following Lynn at the carnival.
Well, Professor Zorro, this is a surprise.
This is Professor Zorro, Mr. Norman Richter, Miss Mason, my secretary.
Professor Zorro. What do you teach, Professor? Harvard?
Professor Zorro is a mind reader in a carnival.
Well, how amusing. Tell me, Professor, what am I thinking?
You're thinking that I'm a charlatan.
But of course. However, you're reading your conscience, not my mind.
But you're also worried, for you're not certain that I have no power to read your thoughts. And you wouldn't like that.
A safe generalization. All of us have thoughts we'd prefer to keep to ourselves.
Yes, of course we have. Isn't that true, Lynn? Look, Professor, even our charming and innocent hostess blushes at the thought of complete revelation.
No, Professor, you'll have to do better than that.
Be patient, Mr. Richter, and perhaps I will.
Lynn, dear, this is no longer amusing.
Hey, wait a minute.
Joe, don't be angry.
I'm not angry, but I've spotted that bully we've been looking for. May I carry your books if I take care of him?
Here's $1 for you, Professor. Now get out.
There's no pay coming, brother. I'm here as a guest.
Lynn, you didn't invite this...
I did. I invited him for dinner.
My dear Lynn, this sort of thing could start a scandal.
Lynn, you know nothing of this person. He's probably a fortune hunter. Dismiss him at once. I demand it.
You demand it? Who do you think you are?
I am her fiancé.
Oh, now I get it. Well, I guess I'll be going.
Joe...
It's okay, Lynn. It's better this way. But don't worry, because school is going to keep for a good long time. I stalked out of the library and started for the entrance hall when I heard the voice of Norman Richter.
Lynn, what possible reason could you find for picking up a buffoon like that? Darling, I've told you before, if any man tried to come between us, I'd stop at nothing. Not even murder.
downstairs only, please. Smoking in the outer lobby.
And now, let me switch the microphone for an exciting interview from backstage. Come in, Larry Keating.
Yes, ladies, between the acts, I'm going to interview our lovely star, Barbara Luddy. And here she is.
Hello, everyone.
Barbara, have you personally tried our sponsor's new cream makeup, Magic Touch?
Indeed, yes.
Did you like it?
I most certainly did, and I most certainly do. Beyond all doubt, Magic Touch is as magic as its name.
Well, you know, the ladies tell me that it's really an entirely new and different kind of makeup.
And that's the truth, Larry.
Just why is it different?
Well, first because it's a wafer-thin cream makeup in a compact. So convenient. You don't need a powder puff, sponge, or water, just your fingertips. And it goes on as smoothly as a silk glove, without being greasy.
You mean it doesn't take a lot of special preparation and careful application to get it on your face?
Look, Larry, it's as simple as this. See? You just stroke your fingers across the surface of the makeup, then you smooth it over your face. It's as simple as that.
Is that the only difference about Magic Touch?
Oh, my, no. The important difference is the flawless complexion loveliness that Magic Touch gives to any complexion. And, Larry...
Yes, Barbara?
Well, a man wouldn't know it, perhaps, but all the women know that complexion makeup style has changed just as much as clothes have changed. Last year's makeup look is just as outmoded as short skirts.
I know what you mean. The new complexion is more delicate, isn't it? More Dresden doll-like.
Why, of course, Larry, you are observant. And Magic Touch is perfection itself when it comes to having a fragile Dresden doll complexion beauty.
Thank you, Barbara, for this time and for this interview. And ladies, may I suggest that if you want to have the loveliest-looking complexion you ever dreamed of having, try Magic Touch, Campana's new cream makeup. The new magic ingredient in Magic Touch makes it different. Easier to blend, smoother for the skin, more complexion perfection for hour after hour. Magic Touch is only $1 for the large compact. The special introductory compact, only 39 cents. You'll never know how pretty you can be until you try Magic Touch.
First nighters are hurrying down the aisles to their seats. The lights are dimmed, and here's the second act of The Mind Reader.
Hey, Joe, where are you?
Here, Al, my tent.
Oh, I didn't see you. Hey, there's a dame wandering around the Midway looking for you.
Yeah, well, don't send her in here. I'm too tired for any private readings this afternoon. 8 shows a day is enough for any man to work.
This is no private reading, brother. This is strictly upper crust.
Yeah?
Got a fur piece around her neck worth the price of a main tent.
Well, send her in, will you?
Okay. Some guys get all the luck. I should have been a mind reader. Hey, lady, Professor Zorro's in here.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Lynn. Here, pull up a barrel and sit down. Oh, wait a minute. Let me dust it off a bit. There.
I came to apologize to you for last night.
Forget it.
I hope that you'll forget it, all of it.
All of it?
Yes.
Even forget that you're in a jam and need help? Is that what you mean?
I only mean that I made a mistake in ever talking to you.
Oh? How do you figure that?
Well, this whole thing was a product of my imagination. I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble or embarrassment, and I do appreciate what you tried to do, but please consider the incident closed.
So Richter's intimidated you?
Don't be silly.
Or is it that you'd rather marry a louse than have a scandal in society?
You can think what you like, but please consider the question closed.
No, it's not that easy, baby. When I get something between my teeth, I usually hang on until it's finished.
This is finished. I've just told you that.
That doesn't finish it. Not in my book.
Don't you understand what I'm saying? I want the whole thing dropped.
Now, look, Lynn. I'm not a guy who usually sticks his nose in where it isn't wanted. But in this case, I'm going to do just that. I don't like Mr. Norman Richter. I don't think he'll give you anything but heartache, and I intend to find out what makes him tick.
No, Joe, you can't. He might kill you.
Oh?
Please, Joe, he's insanely jealous, and if he thought that you...
That I was in love with you?
Why, I didn't say that. It's just that Norman has such an imagination
Does it take imagination to think that I might be in love with you?
Why, of course it does. You hardly know me. We hardly know each other.
But you're worried that I'll get hurt. Why?
Why, because you're my friend, Joe.
That's all?
Being a good friend is a lot, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is.
Then you'll promise me that you'll...
I'll make one promise to you, Lynn. I promise that I'll do my best not to get murdered. Hello, give me the city editor, please. Hello, Stan, this is Joe Madison. Oh, I'm okay. I've been traveling around the country a bit. Look, I want a favor. Have one of the boys go through the paper's morgue and see if you have anything on a Norman Richter. It's spelled R-I-C-K-T-E-R, Richter. That's right. Yeah, I'll drop around a day or so for anything you've got. Hello, police department. Give me Lieutenant Coombs, please. Hello, Coombs. This is Joe Madison. Oh, I'm okay. Yeah, still with the carny. Read your mind? I don't say those words. Look, Coombs, I got a favor to ask. See if you have a file on Norman Richter, spelled R-I-C-K-T-E-R. Yes, I know it may be an alias, but see if you have anything under that name first. What's in it? Why, I'll bring you a big black cigar.
Hey, Joe, what's been eating you lately? You've been missing cues right and left this week. Missed 2 of them tonight.
Yeah, I know.
It gives a carnival a bad name when you flop the mind reading. Makes the suckers think that everything is phony.
Yeah, I know I've been muffing the act, Al, but after tomorrow, everything will be okay. Or there won't be any act.
You understand, kid, I'm only saying these things for your own good.
Sure, I know, Al, and I appreciate it. But, as I say, after tomorrow, everything's going to be okay. I hope.
Yeah, good. You're looking tired, Joe. There's not enough suckers out there to crowd a cane pitch. Let's knock off the last show and you go hit the hay.
Yeah, I think I will, Al. I'll do that right now. My rooming house was near the lot where our tents were pitched, and it was one of the less fashionable suburbs of Boston. At midnight, the streets looked pretty grim. Refuse littered the deserted sidewalks, and the tired buildings leaned against each other and stared down at me with sightless windows. My nerves were on edge. I began to hear things. I heard footsteps following me. But when I stopped, so did the steps. And when I started up again, so did my pursuer. It was 4 blocks to my rooming house. 4 agonizing blocks. Fear cut through to my muscles, and I knew that it would be physically impossible for me to walk the remaining distance with my back toward those footsteps. I stopped and swung around to face them. Halfway down the block, I saw a muffled figure. I shouted to it. You there! What do you want? Why are you following me? There was no answer. But suddenly I saw a brief glitter of polished metal, and then I heard the shots. I dropped behind a flight of stone stairs and listened to the sound of my own gasping breath. I couldn't believe it, but I wasn't touched. I pulled myself together and ran the rest of the way home. I took the stairs 2 at a time, and then, with a gasp of relief, shut and locked the door. I was safe. But as I leaned against the door, trying to catch my breath, I noticed a strange thing. The light in my room was burning. I turned around slowly and saw that the single battered chair by the foot of my bed was occupied.
Good evening.
Miss Mason.
I've been waiting for you, Professor Zorro. Sit down.
And the curtain comes down, the second act of tonight's play in the Little Theater off Times Square.
Smoking downstairs or in the outer lobby only, please. Smoking downstairs.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it looks to me as if an important announcement was coming on deck. For here is Larry Keating.
Ladies, what is important these wintry days is keeping your pretty hands free of dryness and chapping. And what is better for assuring soft, smooth skin than famous, dependable Italian balm?
My goodness, but it's nice to have Italian balm again after its absence during the war years. My husband has always been so complimentary about my hands, and I take a good deal of pride myself in keeping them as pretty as possible. It's so easy with Italian balm. Somehow there's just nothing that seems to keep my skin so smooth, so attractive.
Yes, ladies, rich, dependable Italian balm is back again with all of its original ingredients, all of its original goodness. Same pre-war quality, same pre-war quantity, same pre-war price. Get reacquainted with this famous lotion. Buy a bottle tomorrow. See for yourself why so many women say Italian balm has no equal in the wintertime.
all-nighters are all in their seats, ready for the last act, and there goes the curtain.
Miss Mason, I appreciate your feelings, but you must pull yourself together. It's a weird story, but something can be done about it. However, you must cooperate fully with me.
I'll try, Mr. Madison.
Now, I've told you the 75 principal questions asked by people in my act. It's imperative for our purposes that you learn them tonight. Now, will you write them down, this time by number? Ready?
Mr. Madison, I'm afraid.
Of Norman Richter? Leave him to me. Now, ready? Number 1. Will I marry the man I love?
Number 1. Will I marry the man I love?
Number 2. Should I change my job?
2. Should I change my job?
Number 3. Will the future bring me happiness?
Number 3. Will the future bring me happiness?
The gray light of dawn was spreading over the eastern rim of the Boston sky, and I was repeating for the 100th time. Question number 31.
31. Will my boy return home?
Number 58.
58. Will my family give me a decent burial?
Number 2.
Number 2. Should I change my job?
Good. Now, I'll repeat once again. The customer must write down his question on paper. The assistant looks at the paper and informs me of the subject number by the manner in which he repeats the sentence, "Will you please tell this lady what she is thinking?" Each word in that sentence is numbered from 1 to 10. The assistant indicates the question's catalog number by pausing slightly after the correct words in the sentence.
By pausing slightly after the correct words in the sentence.
Right. Thus, if the question was, "Will my family give me a decent burial?" which is question number 58, the assistant would pause after the 5th and 8th words, like this. "Will you please tell this lady what she is thinking?"
Will you please tell this lady what she... Mr. Madison, I'll never be able to go through with this.
You must, Miss Mason. You must be ready by this afternoon. Now, once again.
Joe, what... Well, I mean, I didn't expect you here.
It's all right, Lynn. I brought him.
May I come in?
Joe, please.
Lynn, tell me if you love Norman Richter.
Oh, Joe,
You do wonder if he loves you for yourself, don't you? Why didn't you test him by telling him who you really are?
You know?
Yes, I know. Were you afraid to tell him?
Maybe that was it. Oh, Joe, here he comes. Be careful.
Don't worry about me.
Lynn, dear, I wondered where... What's he doing here?
What's the matter, Richter? Afraid of me?
Don't be ridiculous. Of a fake mind reader? Miss Mason, will you...
A fake? Me? Suppose I give you a demonstration, Richter. Do you dare face one?
What on earth are you talking about?
Yes, Mr. Richter. Why don't you?
Thank you, Miss Mason. Now, if you'll all stand over there.
I'll do no such thing.
I dare you.
Why, you... All right, go ahead.
Good. Now, let's see, well, Miss Mason, would you act as my assistant?
Very well.
Good, thank you. Now, hand Mr. Richter a pencil and paper.
What for?
Because you're going to write down your questions and show them to Miss Mason, so that there can be no denials when I answer them correctly. Go on. Write.
Very well.
Now, please hand the paper to Miss Mason.
Will you please tell this gentleman what he's thinking?
Tell and what? 4th and 7th words. Number 47. You're wondering when you'll travel.
It's a trick.
You're finding Boston an increasingly unpleasant city and would like to get away from it. Many of your plans are about to blow up, and you're planning a quick exit. Or should I say, escape.
Norman, is that true?
He wrote here on the paper asking about travel.
I wrote that, but he made up the rest. It's ridiculous.
You're still not convinced? Let's try once more. Go on, Richter, if you dare. Now, pass it to Miss Mason, please.
Will you please tell this gentleman what he is thinking?
Number 28. He wonders if you'll find happiness in marriage. Am I correct?
It's some rotten trick. I refuse to submit any further to
You're
this.
wondering about happiness in marriage, but happiness to you means money. You're wondering if Lynn is really rich.
What the devil are you?
And now you're remembering the other women you married for money. The women you blackmailed.
Lynn, don't listen to him.
Yes, she'll listen, and so will you. Listen to the roll call of your victims. Maud Rinner, Miami, 1936. Mrs. Mary Hubbard, San Francisco, 1940. Patricia Collins, Manhattan, 1943.
No. Oh, no.
What kind of a freak are you that you can read men's minds?
Most of it is plain old-fashioned gumshoe work. Like catching you for attempted murder.
You're insane.
Last night, a bullet buried itself in a wall 3 inches away from my head. This morning, I entered your hotel room and found a gun. Ballistics tell me the two of them match.
Joe, look out!
No use running, Richter. I couldn't resist that one, even if the cops are waiting outside.
Oh, Joe. Joe.
Now everything's all right, baby. Get up, Richter.
Mr. Madison, before you turn him over to the police, I think Richter should know that the girl he's been making love to isn't rich at all.
What do you mean?
Lynn Brooks grew up in the West, but last year she inherited the Brooks fortune from her aunt on the proviso that she spend a year in Boston and see if she didn't like it. But she hated the social duties involved, and so she traded places with her secretary.
You mean that...
You've been making love to the secretary. Miss Mason there is the real heiress. From the first she was afraid of you and what you might do as a fortune hunter, and she finally came to me for help. Yes, Richter, you've had quite a career, but this is your masterpiece. You've swindled yourself. Carnivals were meant for night, darling. For sweethearts like you and me. The lights make it a fairyland.
It is a fairyland.
Hurry. The great Professor Zorro knows you better than you know yourself. Are you troubled? You got problems? He helps you overcome your troubles. He solves your problems. Hurry.
Professor Zorro knows you better than you know yourself.
Health, security, love. You got problems?
Problems? No.
He's a phony, but he can solve them for you.
He's not a phony.
How did you know?
Why, darling, I'm a mind reader.
Curtain comes down on the last act of tonight's new play in the Little Theater. And judging by the applause, it sounds like a hit. Miss Letty and Mr. Soleil are in front of the footlights and acknowledging the audience's approval of their outstanding performance. If the first nighters like it, listen to that applause. Next week, the First Nighter program will present another original play entitled A Writer in the Family, a fun-filled romantic comedy that will tell you what happens when a girl starts writing stories about Wild West desperados. You'll enjoy it, so be sure to join us, same time, same stations, next week. Meanwhile, ladies, acquire a touch of magic with Magic Touch. And now we move out of the theater and into the street.
Here's your cab, Mr. First Nighter.
Thank you. Good night.